And I'm floating head. There we go.
All right.
And I'm floating head.
We are live. Awesome. All right. Well, welcome. Good day to you wherever in the world you may be. My name is Melanie Levitz, and I'm super excited about this coming weekend where we have some amazing entrepreneur women from all across the world, literally from New Caledonia, I believe I said it right, to South Africa, to Brazil, literally women coming together to inspire you, to inspire your friends and your family on what's available in the world and how true women entrepreneurs have become successful in a home-based business. And we're super excited for you to meet a few of the ladies today as someone may pop on, or we may just, briefly share a little bit about the ladies that will be speaking this weekend. So again, my name is Melanie Levitz, and I can tell you, I've been an entrepreneur now, I would say my whole life, because I started working at a young age with my family in flea markets. But as far as what I choose to work on in this industry of travel and having fun, I've actually been a part of it now for 10 years, and it has dramatically impacted my life in the most significant way possible. And I'll tell you what, I honestly feel like we found heaven on earth, and I'm sure some of the ladies here today can testify to that. But what's awesome is that we do come together once a month to be able to share with you on the top of the hour, every single hour for an entire day, once a month, on how we've become so successful, on how we've been able to share this idea with our friends and our family, and to be able to influence those that are maybe interested in, working part-time, maybe bringing in a spare income, a residual income. And I'll tell you what, I never understood what a residual dollar was compared to a regular dollar until I joined network marketing and home-based businesses. And I like to call it Michael Jackson money. Because when Michael Jackson wrote the album Thriller, he wrote that album one time. And to this day, even after so many years he's been gone, that album still brings in royalties for his family. And that's what we're doing here today in network marketing. And just sharing with you a little bit about who we are, so that when you do come to our Women of Power Blitz that we have every month, you know who you're meeting, you know who you're inviting to, you know a little bit more about us and who you may be able to relate to, that you can invite your friends and get to know us. And of course, be inspired to one day be able to create a residual income, a residual dollar for you and your family. And I'll tell you what, this residual dollar is not just for my living, but when I do have children, my children's children, and it's passed down onto them. So it's pretty significant. It's unremarkable. And the reason for this is not only for you guys to know who we are, but really to understand the value of how important these are for you to be able to not only just attend and get to know who the top women are in our company, in our industry, but also to relate to and get inspired that one day that our stories can become your story, because we all have a story, and it just needs to be heard, because each of us have something that will be able to motivate and inspire one of you guys or all of you guys to know that it's possible for you to achieve your greatest goals, your greatest accomplishments in the world. So again, we're doing this weekend. If you happen to miss it, don't worry, there's another one every single month. We change up the dates between Wednesdays and weekends. And as you can see, we have Katie Catlow here. Katie's actually coming in. You're in South Carolina, did you say, Katie?
Yes, sorry. And for the in and out, because we changed from phone to computer. So yes, in Gaffney, South Carolina.
No worries. Awesome. I'm glad that you were able to get your computer. I know that you and your husband travel all around the world. And I was just telling you before we hopped on that every time I talk to you, you're in a different house. So I know for sure that you're definitely taking advantage of our membership and traveling the globe And it's really cool to see your pictures from everywhere that you and Michael travel to. I'll tell you what, the one story or one, not just one, but many pictures of you and Michael dressed up for your wedding day is a memory that I will probably duplicate one day. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna duplicate it, because it was just like, wow, that's a goal, you know, because people get married one day and they celebrate one day and they plan it for, you know, their whole lives, right? As some people do. But you guys really took it to another level. Tell us a little bit about that. And of course, we'd love to know who you are for those that are just meeting you.
Sure. And you're frozen, but I can still hear you. So can you hear me okay? It might be Gaffney
Yes.
internet for sure. Okay, just making sure
Probably
you can hear me. So, yeah. So one of our stories, and it's pretty exciting, the dress is in the closet back here in Gaffney. And so we just put it on, I just put it on a couple of days ago to make sure that it still fit Hello Quarantine and Quarantine Snacks. So we're thinking we might do a 50-state road trip and do some more pictures in the States. We did a couple. So the story that Melanie's talking about is kind of interesting. So we were going to be on a dream trip already in New York City, and I had the dress, but we didn't have a date set for our wedding yet. We had thrown around a couple of ideas, but I had already been dress shopping and fell in love with it, so I just bought it off the rack. In fact, got a great deal because it was a trunk show sample, and so I just said, that's the one. It fit me perfectly. Didn't have to order it, didn't have to order a size or do any kind of adjustment or alteration. So just bought it off the rack. So anyway, so I had the dress and Michael hadn't seen it yet. It had just been in storage. And out of the blue, I said, you know what? New York, we're going to go to a Broadway play. I'd already planned to get my hair done and makeup done. So I said, I'm going to take my dress just so we can get pictures in it. That's all I wanted to do was pictures in the dress. We were going to do like a first look kind of a moment so he could see it and it would be special. Take a couple pictures in the fancy hotel, and that was it. And then he took it a step further, since it was Valentine's Day weekend that we were out there. And he said, if you could spend Valentine's Day anywhere in the world, where would you like to go? So these are the kind of things that we can do when you are in a travel membership and you have that flexibility and freedom. You can say things like that. So I shot for the moon and said, Paris, why not? And so he looked up at flights, and there were flights to Paris that night. Or the next day. So we flew to Paris with the dress, and we took pictures at the Eiffel Tower, and then we did I forget how many countries, I think it was 14 or maybe not, no, it was 9 that trip. We did 9 countries on a road trip. We got a car so that we could change in and out of our wedding attire. He had a suit and I had my dress, of course, and I was changing in the parking lot of different places. So we did the Eiffel Tower, we did the Matterhorn viewing in Switzerland. We did the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I wish I could show you this picture of all of them put together, the collage, but I don't know if I can bring it up quickly enough. And I don't want to take all that time, but yeah, so that's something that we did. We have now taken pictures in our wedding attire, both my dress and his tux or his suit, in 14 different countries or 14 different iconic places. So now we would love to do a 50-state road trip and just do like some national parks or different things around here in the States once everything lifts and we can go again. So yeah, that was fun. And I said the same thing as Melanie, because I was dragging this dress, and then it's a ballroom, like ball gown dress, through the streets of Paris, through the streets of like Italy, and worried about getting it dirty and that kind of thing. And it started to get tears here and there, just small ones. It still looks pretty good for having done all the things that it's been through. But I had the idea of, most people get married one day. They put that dress on one day and then they pack it away, and that's all they get. And I've had 14 different wonderful, amazing memories and pictures. And so it's been kind of an interesting thing to trash the dress in that way. So it's been fun. So I went on a ramble, Melanie. Is there anything else?
Oh, no, that is totally fine. Well, I definitely, like I said, was very inspired for that. And by that, and I'm just waiting for my king to arrive so I could duplicate it. So it was very cool.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you could just, share with us a little bit about, how you got started with us. And we see that you're actually one of our hosts this weekend, and we're super excited to have you hosting all of our top performers, women from around the world, to be able to just introduce them and get to know each other. And of course, you have an amazing story. I love to hear that as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited about hosting just to hear everyone else's stories as they present and just like how they do it and how they weave their stories into this amazing concept that we get to share with people around the world. So I'm excited to host. And so how I got started in World Ventures, it was 2016. So about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago in July. And a friend from college, well, actually an acquaintance from college, just hit me up on Facebook and said he had something he wanted to show me, a project he was working on. I loved it. So about 4 slides in, I had already decided I was going to say yes, provided it wasn't an astronomical price because he hadn't told me how much it was yet. But fell in love with it immediately, knew that this was the vehicle that was going to take me where I wanted to go financially and where I wanted to be in life as far as freedom, so that I could do what I wanted to do because I loved it and not because I was looking for a paycheck. So at the time I was a personal trainer, but had left corporate accounting. So I had a great corporate job, made a very stable, secure income, but I did not love what I did. And I didn't love the 9 to 5. I felt like there was more in life that I should be doing. And so I fell in love with fitness and started doing personal training, and I loved it, but the income and the lifestyle that I wanted was really hard, or was really hard to get through that. So started looking for second streams of income, other streams of income, and knew that residual income would give me that freedom so that I could train people because I loved training them and helping them, and not because I needed the money to pay bills and that kind of thing. So residual income has given me that freedom. So I'm super, super thankful for meeting Michael in this business. So I met him on a dream trip, met my husband on a dream trip, and now we get to build together, and it's just been the biggest blessing in our lives for sure. And super excited to meet and hear and share and introduce all these other women as well on the call on Saturday.
Yes, we're definitely excited to have you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome. I see a few other ladies hopped on, so if you can find that collage, I would love to see it. Like I said, I was very inspired by it, so I always enjoy seeing that collage that you guys put together. So thank you, Katie, as you get that together and stick around. I appreciate you. And I see a few other queens have hopped on. Nomusa is here with us, and Nomusa, I believe, is from Africa. Let me just make sure. Nomusa, how are you doing today? She's from Zimbabwe.
Yes. Let me see.
Good day to you. It's good to hear from you. Do you have your camera available?
All right.
There
I'm just getting my video on.
Yes.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi, how are you, love?
Good to see you.
It's great to see you too. Thank you so much for hopping on. We're super excited to have you with us this weekend. I see that you're on the schedule and you're going to be presenting in the afternoon on Miami Eastern time. Of course, you're in Zimbabwe, so it may be a little more later in the evening where you're from. But tell us, how long have you been with us, and give us a little bit about your background.
I'm a water engineer by profession, and I have been part of World Ventures now. This is my 8th year. I joined in 2012. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been part of World Ventures now. This is my 8th year, and very excited still today as I was the first time I joined, because I mean it's done so much for me, in terms of because what really made me decide to say yes was that at the time I had moved to Botswana, which is a neighboring country to Zimbabwe, and I had gone there, looking for greener pastures, because my country's economy was really, terrible. It's been like this for almost 2 decades now. And, I came to a point where I said, you know what, I've got to do something to improve our finances as a family. So I decided to move to Botswana, but I was on a contract, employed on a contract basis. So when my contract came to an end, And I was coming back home to Zimbabwe. I was very, very concerned about our finances still. So when I saw World Ventures, to me, it was truly an answer to prayer, because I had really been literally on my knees to say, God, now I'm going back to Zimbabwe. I have no idea what I'm going to do for me to keep our finances in order as a family. And when I saw World Ventures and the fact that I could earn in US dollars, I didn't even think twice about it. I just jumped in.
That is huge. You really brought a great point. You're in Zimbabwe. It's a third world country, and you came across this amazing concept, an American company, and to know that you can create a U.S. currency residual dollar, and you're like, yes, I'm in. That we don't have that thought process here in America. So if you could guide us a little bit more into that, so we can really understand how valuable this is to other countries like yourself in Zimbabwe.
Yes, I mean, looking at right now, the currency exchange, the exchange rates, they've changed so much. Like in the last 12 months, not even 12 months, I think from the time that we came from Momentum in February, our currency has lost value by about 500% or so. So already you can see that, I mean, compared to the US dollar, coming from about, where the exchange rate was about, to the US dollar, about 10, 12 local dollars. Now it's almost 40, 45. So you can see already that, in my local currency, each time there is that devaluation of the local currency, it's a pay rise for me when it comes to the when it comes to how much I earn for the things that I have to pay for locally. So, for example, I look at I'm just about to pay my son's school fees, for the second term of the year, and for some, it's quite daunting, because if you look at it, a doctor's salary today in Zimbabwe is, I think when you convert it to US dollars, it's probably about 80 US dollars. That's a medical doctor, right? And you're looking at it, and people are still there going to work, serving as doctors faithfully for that amount of money. But when you look at us, I mean, in terms of the currency that I'm getting paid for working from home, from the comfort of my home, and without a boss, I regulate my hours. I work around my children's schedule. And it's just totally mind-blowing how much, in terms of value, I get out of that. Because also, the education system here, up to high school, we are very happy taking our children to private schools here. But when it comes to university, for our children to have better opportunity, we need to take them out of the country. And to be able to sustain those school fees, I'm able to do that because I'm earning in US dollars. I mean, those university college fees. So all this, something that the ordinary person or the ordinary mom in Africa is not able to give to their children unless they decide, or they've got that kind of income available to them.
Wow, I didn't realize that. So it's more than just making a residual dollar. It's your future education for your children. Wow. Well, congratulations on your success. We look forward to seeing you present this weekend. I know that you're at the 3 p.m. Eastern time slot in Zimbabwe, sorry. In Zimbabwe, I was actually there. I went to go see Victoria Falls through this amazing concept. Got to hold the blue sign, swimming in the Devil's Pool. Peak life experience, absolutely. Having high tea watching the waterfall.
yeah.
Unbelievable experience.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
love your
Victoria
content.
Falls is beautiful, definitely. Yes, so that will be
I
9
love
p.m.
your
my
content.
side. So definitely
Okay, so 9
I'll
p.m.
be on. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you here shortly.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Melanie.
God bless. We'll see you soon. Awesome. So we have another performer here. Okay, just wanted to check some messages before we move on to the next one. I know this next lady is dynamite. She brings a lot of value to our Women of Power Blitz, as time after time, she's always volunteered. She's always hosting. She definitely does a great job, and she's full of energy and full of love. So I love for you to meet Nadine Piceras. I hope I said your last name right. I know you're taking a break to jump on here. So tell us a little bit about your success story, Nadine.
So, hi, Melanie. So, thanks for having me on. I'm actually rushing in between appointments here, but I'm riding in the passenger seat, so I'm okay while I'm being driven to the next appointment. So, I got to pop on for just a moment, guys. You know, World Ventures and Dream Trips has changed my life. I've been playing in this club for over 8 years now. We've been on, oh goodness, I lost count, close to 80 vacations now. And we just booked our next vacation. And here's the deal. When you come from an average lifestyle with 6 kids, the VIP vacation lifestyle is not in the equation. But because of World Ventures, because of Dream Trips, we are able to have gone on 70-some vacations in the past 8 years. It gives you the champagne lifestyle on the sweet tea budget. And so we've been able to create more memories and collect more smiles than we could have ever asked for or imagined. And what's cool is because we're having that authentic, natural experience, it's easy to share. And that's what brought me to an income that exceeded 6 figures, is because I can naturally, authentically share what really happened and really convey the value. And when you can do that, it just becomes a no-brainer. So I'm just very thankful for World Ventures, very thankful for Dream Trips. The value is there. The opportunity has changed my life. I've been able to retire 20 years early from being a kindergarten and second grade teacher. I now have taken my residual income that I've earned in World Ventures, and I get to run a nonprofit helping those in the community struggling with addiction. I get to help do that full time. My residual gave me that opportunity. So we're able to help so many people, and I could never imagine this for my life. So I'm just so thankful and grateful, and that's my story.
Yes. Well, we definitely are grateful for you and for those that are watching and inviting to this weekend's Women of Power Blitz. Now you know that Nadine was a prior school teacher, a counselor. She's actually our Rudy Award recipient. I don't know if I say that word right. So she's a pretty big deal in our company, and she's helped a lot of people. So for all those teachers out there, now your story can be inspired by Nadine, because if she can do it, you can do it as well. So thanks, Nadine, for hopping on. We appreciate you. And of course, get to your destination safely.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Awesome. So this next lady I want to bring on is actually a good friend of mine, someone that I was able to meet through this concept, and who actually has really started this, I believe now 10 years ago. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but what's really cool is she and her business partner have reached significant levels of the company, the highest level of the company, and they didn't just do it once, they actually did it 3 times. And I'll tell you what, you know, in the military, when you reach the highest level in the rank structure in the Air Force, you can't just go do it again. No, you retire at that age, and it's like 40 years later, and you know, you can only make so much money, right? Well, in home-based businesses, in our concept, you can go and do it again multiple times. There's even people that have already hit the highest level 4 times in our company. So this woman is a dynamite powerhouse lady. She is American Palestinian. She's actually born and raised in Chicago, but currently living in Dallas. She has 3 beautiful children. So any single moms out there looking to think that, you know, maybe you could do this and you're just not sure, well, I'll tell you what, this woman is doing it, all right? And her children are definitely a handful. So Rhonda Morris, we'd love to hear from you. If you can unmute yourself and turn your camera on, we'd love to hear you.
Hey Mel, how are you?
Hi,
Can you hear me?
beautiful. Yes, loud and clear, and you look gorgeous.
I have my headphones on. My voice is scratchy. It's Ramadan. I'm fasting, so I'm super dehydrated. And I'm outside because the kids are all on Zoom calls inside the house. So we had 18 Zoom calls between me and my kids yesterday. So if you're a homeschooling mom, I feel for you. I feel you. But thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
What do you want me to share? My background?
Yes, I see that you're at your pool in your backyard. Am I correct?
Yes, it's been a nice place to quarantine. I'm very, very grateful.
Once I heard
My
my
pool
pool
is my
close, I was
escape.
thinking once I heard my pool close, I was thinking about moving in with you guys over there in Dallas.
Come on over. I got room for you, sister. No,
Aw,
thank
you're
you
the
so
best.
much. I'm really excited. Every month I look forward to these calls. You know, it's such a great honor to be able to serve and to help others. You know, at this stage in our career with World Ventures, I feel very blessed. I don't have to do this for the money anymore, but I want other people to have what we've been able to achieve. And it's been such a beautiful gift to bless others with. And you were only off by a year. It's our 11th year with World Ventures. And it's just been the most incredible journey. And just a little bit of background is we actually owned a network marketing company before we came to World Ventures. And we had 100,000 students in 185 countries around the world. And we left that company to come do this. It has given us more time freedom, more financial freedom, more fulfillment, being able to travel the world. My children already are on their second passports before the age of 10. We've been on over 140 luxury vacations around the world in the last decade, all paid for by the company. We haven't paid for a single vacation. You know, it's really the dream life. And I cannot imagine doing anything else. I love our industry. Travel is the thing I'm the most passionate about. You know, being of an international background, it's so important for me that my children see other cultures and experience other cultures and learn to respect other cultures. And so I'm a little embarrassed to say we haven't been to that many states, but we've been all over the world and it's been a lot of fun. One of my favorite destinations is Mexico. We go there. It's a 2-hour trip from Dallas. It's really easy, you know, and I just literally yesterday booked flights to Cabo. Normally these flights are over $900 a piece. I booked them for under $200. This couldn't be a better time to plan our trip, plan our vacation. Book now, travel later. I'm super, super excited about it. You know, kids keep saying, you know, only 3 weeks left till school's out. Where are we going next? Where are we going next? So we're planning all of our summer vacations right now. It's so much fun. But I will tell you, this company has given us the life that owning your own company could never give you. And although we were able to bless, you know, over 100,000 people in our other company, we were locked into it and we were running this company and it was running us. And, you know, I actually met my business partner, my former spouse, Matt Morris, Wayne Nugent, and Jefferson Santos, the top people in our company, 19 years ago. I met him on the same day at the same time in a travel presentation. And I remember going, I don't care what we're selling, I'm in. These guys are cute. they're fun, it's travel. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of this? And here we are, nearly 2 decades later, we're all still together, and it's become a family. So even though my life has changed dramatically in the last few years, I'm never leaving this family. This is my family. And I have created so many friendships and so much love and just joy has come from being a part of this organization that I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. I mean, you take us through a pandemic, I'm not going. You take us through financial hardship, I'm not going. I don't care what you throw at us. This is my family. You don't leave your family. And it's just been the most beautiful ride of my life. And I cannot wait for what's coming for us. You guys, listen, lock arms with the people that are bringing you into this program and get excited and never quit, because there is a journey you're about to experience that is going to take you to a level you've never seen in your life. And I am just so excited to be a part of that this weekend, sharing with others and showing the world what we have to offer.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I remember first meeting you, I used to wear a David star because I was born Jewish, and you're American Palestinian. And most people, you know, with our historical background would normally be like, oh, no way. But we were completely opposite. We're like, yes, I love you. And literally as soon as we met, and we just really bonded. And it was really more than, I want people to realize that our company, our industry is more than money, is more than travel. It's like you said, it's family. And we're creating world peace. And it's really cool to know that, you know, with the history that our ancestors lived, we don't have to live like that today. And that's really what, you know, I feel like our company is bringing forth to the table. I've seen other countries that have battled and, you know, at events where they, you know, join forces with each other with the differences on their history. So it's really, really remarkable. And I'm super excited to be a part of this with you.
Thank you. And on that note, you know, I will say, I think that that's one of the most beautiful things that we have to offer is showing our generations, our children and their children that, you know, love is what makes the world go round. And I feel that when I meet people that are not well traveled, they're the ones that, and forgive me if this isn't the right term, but they're less educated, you know, about world events, about cultures. And, you know, somebody might say to me, she's Jewish, you're Muslim. Oh my gosh, you're friends. I'm like, of course, we all have the same faith. We believe in the same God. We have the same passion. We love people. We love to travel and we love to bless others. And that's really what this is all about. It's just being able to know that what we have is a gift to serve others. Right now, we have, at least in the United States, and I can't even imagine if you add all the other people from around the world that have been affected by this pandemic, but over 26 million people unemployed just in the United States of America in the last 4 weeks. If you add the rest of the world, I'm sure it's exponential. We've never seen anything like this since the Great Depression. And people are looking for a way to earn income from home. They can't get a job. They've lost their job. There's nowhere for them to go. And they're looking for something. And we have an opportunity for them to, you know, have something they could be excited about. We're not all going to be stuck in our homes forever. In fact, just yesterday in Dallas, they've started lifting the ban slowly by 25%. So we're going to be out of this very soon. But we have an opportunity for people to make a lifestyle income change right now without waiting for a travel ban to be lifted or lockdown to be lifted. Right now, they can start sharing their passion with their loved ones, with their friends and family, and start helping others and get a paycheck today, way more than what a stimulus check will provide. So I'm super, super excited to be able to share this. I know we have a big gift to give to the world, and it's our duty to do that. Just like in the military, I feel like we have a duty to share this gift with others. And I couldn't be happier. The time is now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we will see you this Saturday. I believe you are coming on at
Noon Central, 1
1
Eastern.
p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central. So we look forward to seeing you. And thank you for hopping on and taking time away from your family to be with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Melanie. Love you.
Love you too. Awesome. All right. So we have so many powerful women. Literally on Saturday, this weekend, we're going to have 24 powerful ladies. As we mentioned, we do this once a month. We won't do this again until June 10th. So mark your calendars, because you're going to have to wait at least 5 weeks before you can meet all of our powerful women from all around the world. And I'll tell you, people like Rhonda from Dallas, Lisa Head from Dallas, literally living right there in the headquarters of our company, and knowing that, just by hopping on and sharing their experience and educating you and your friends on how you can as well through this amazing platform that we have available. So, with that, we do have several, like I said, other ladies. They were not able to hop on, but I'll tell you what, somebody like from Detroit, literally in the United States, a stepmother, married, she's been involved for 7 years. She was a professional marketing and marketing and what does it say? Marketing. PR, that's what it is. She was a marketing and PR for athletes. So professionals working with athletes. We have ladies hopping on from Tahiti, starting this in their 20s, only 3 years ago, that used to work in tourism, who loves to travel, and now has the time and the money to do and come as she pleases. So not only in the US, but Tahiti. You met someone from Zimbabwe. We have ladies coming in from South Africa. You heard from Katie. Katie's still with us. Tell us a little bit, Katie, if you guys don't know, Katie's also a personal trainer, and she's a fitness competitor. So she just hopped on and told us her beautiful story about taking pictures all around the world with her husband in their wedding attire. And I hope that she was able to bring it up. Katie, did you bring that up?
Let's see if I did not bring it up, because it's on my husband's computer and it's hiding from me. I thought it was in one.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
Hang on. Here we go.
No worries. If you want to keep looking, I see Mosbeti just hopped on. So Mosbeti, I would say she is coming from, where are you, Mosbeti? In Africa? Where in Africa are you? South Africa. South Africa, yes. I've actually been to South Africa as well, because when I flew to Zimbabwe to see Victoria Falls, I'm sure you know of our event Journey. In 2017, they had it in Sun City. So I flew into South Africa, hung out in Johannesburg, ate the delicious food in your country, and really had an amazing fun experience in Sun City. So welcome. Thank you for hopping on. I know it's mid late afternoon for you, and you're going to be with us this weekend, right? I believe you're on the schedule for 2 p.m. Eastern. What time in South Africa?
It will be 9 p.m. for me.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about your background, so everyone that is watching knows who they should be inviting to meet you and see you this weekend.
All right. So basically, I'm a wife and a mother of 2, and born and raised in a very small country that's literally swallowed inside South Africa. So we fall under South Africa because we're pretty much landlocked in a country called Lesotho. So I'm pretty much a village girl, but my background is in human resources. I used to work for human resources. For WFP, which is the World Food Program. It's an agency in the United Nations organization. So as a head of human resources unit for our country at that time, I had already seen World Ventures 2 years prior to me resigning. So I only resigned after qualifying for marketing director, I think, yes. So I did this part-time for a solid 2 years. And beyond that, I was able to eventually just get myself to not retire as much as a human resources professional, but at least out of heels. I usually call it poverty in heels. So I'm out of poverty in heels. And now I'm able to raise my 2 bunnies and be available for them anytime. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for hopping on here. We know that you're always volunteering and you're always being able to be available for us, even all the way in Africa. And so many top leaders are winning in your country. You know, you guys are really crushing this out there. We always have a flood of South Africans, Zimbabweans, if that's how you call them.
Yes,
you guys
yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So you guys are definitely taking the stance out there, and I just want to applaud you and congratulate you, and understand that if you're watching and you're in another country besides the United States, there are many people around the world, doesn't matter where you are, that are winning at a high level. So congratulations to your success, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you so much. I definitely love to serve. It's been a joy to serve with you ladies. It's actually helping me grow in ways that honestly I never thought. So I'm just excited because this season where everybody is supposed to stay indoors, we've pretty much been on practice mode. If you really look at it, as the women in here, we've been on practice mode. So it's time to execute. We've trained well enough. It's time to execute and all grow together. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you, Ms. Betty, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, we are actually having some more powerhouse ladies, queens hopping on. So I just want to get right into it and introduce you to them so we can hear from who they are and what they have been able to achieve. As you guys know, this is for you to invite your friends and your family to the presentations that we have going on top of the hour every hour, so you can know a little bit about who we are and you can relate to our stories and think, oh yeah, okay, I know somebody that you know, it was a business owner. I know somebody that used to be, you know, a sports coach, maybe that, you know, they worked in IT business analysts, you know, maybe they're married and have kids and grandchildren. And I'll tell you what, if you can relate to that person, then you can definitely relate to this individual who literally just hopped off. Dang it, where did she go? Maybe she had connection issues. But the queen that I'm talking about, maybe she'll hop back on here in a minute. She's actually in Georgia, so back in the United States. As you guys can see, we're moving from country to country, right? But her name is Arlene Hughes. And again, she's another individual that is always continuously volunteering. She's always around, always giving back. And if you're interested in, you know, meeting her or inviting your friends to meet her and really learn more about our company, then she will be on this weekend at 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's May 2nd, this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can invite your friends and your family to meet her as well. So Katie, going back to Katie, did you find that picture, love?
I'm muted. I didn't get the collage for some reason. I don't know what folder that's in, but I do have, let me see. I can show you this one. It's one of our favorite. Can you see it?
Yes, that's one of my favorite as well. Oh, look how beautiful. And you would have never guessed, looking at all your pictures, that you know, had probably struggled getting into that, getting out of that, sweating, freezing. I remember you even telling me this one story that you were freezing so cold and you're like, it's just one picture, and Michael was even begging you, look at all of those. Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where, so the one on top of the snowy mountain, if you will, was completely warm. I think because we were so high up and it was a sunny day and all the white, so it was really hot. We were sweating that day. This one though, in Venice, was like, it's so cold. I mean, I was miserable for sure. Like we had to go in and come back out. This is Venice as well.
Wow, beautiful though.
It was actually Carnival while we were there, so we bought masks and dressed up for that as well. It was a good time.
I love it. Well, just to forewarn you, and you should tell Michael that you definitely have some competition, because when I do, oh wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, all we needed was a gondola, but it was too early in the morning, so none of them were running yet.
I love it. That is so pretty. Well, you definitely have somebody going to compete with you when I get married.
I think you good. And yes, it was an amazing thing. I think you should try to top it for sure. And we've even thought about, because that dress is hard to get on planes just because it's so big, and we know that probably they're gonna crack down on restrictions on that, of getting a second dress. So ladies, again, no one says, we make these rules up that you have to have one dress and wear it once in one ceremony. Oh, there's no rules. So getting a smaller, slimmer one that's just easier.
Yeah.
We'll do it together.
Even one of our powerhouse queens in Tahiti, she had 3 wedding dresses, and she was able to get to an event by selling, I believe it was 200 chickens. Wow, the stories of these women are remarkable, and it's so awesome to be able to build these relationships and get to know all of you ladies from around the world. Some of the women, you know, even previous companies and found ours and jumped all in with their husbands. Some of them, you know, literally Hall of Famers, songwriters and vice mayors are involved in this. I mean, we have such a huge broad, you know, not broad, but we have such a huge background of like so many powerful women that have achieved so much, even, you know, prior to joining World Ventures, and some that, you know, really like myself, you know, I kind of grew up learning what not to do. Both my parents are the black sheep of their family, and I joined the Air Force because I wanted to travel and get an education. And thank God, you know, one of my friends, and I'll tell you, we're all super lucky to be introduced to this, because they don't teach us in grade school, you know, what home-based business are. They don't teach us about taxes and financial wisdom. And that's something that I really found my passion through this vehicle, is to educate the world, and why I always continue to bring value to you and to our company. So Katie, do you have any other words you'd like to say?
You know, I think you've covered it. I think I'm just super excited. I'm glad to be part of the group. I'm glad to be able to present with everyone and hear everyone's stories. And just like Rhonda was saying, if you've been on and been watching the video, that it's a family, and I'm just super excited to be part of it. I knew when I joined that I was joining for the residual income and for freedom, and I had no idea that I was going to gain as much as I gained in the way of friendships, in the way of family, in the way of a spouse, for crying out loud. Like, had no idea that I was going to be blessed this much. So where I always tell people, what you join or what you see in the first slideshow and what you see is what could be you in World Ventures. You have no idea, and it will over and abundantly give you more than what you thought you were joining in the first place. So whatever you see as your vehicle, or whatever draws you to us, whether it's the travel, whether it's the money, whether it's both, you're going to get so much more once you join this company and this program. So super excited for Saturday. And I'm going to hop off of here. And as she said, I am a personal trainer, so I have a workout that's due for me. So I'm going to go get that started. So y'all have a great afternoon and a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. We love you. We'll see you this weekend. And with that, everybody, we're just going to close this out and simply, again, remind you that this is for you to meet the Queen's marketing directors and hire in our company. That's, you know, literally above halfway of the income disclosure on according to our rank structure. And they're making a significant income. A lot of them have been able to retire, and it's women from the United States, as you've seen, women from Africa, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. We have ladies in Cyprus and Australia, in Brazil. We have women in Europe, literally coming to you from all around the world, and with all backgrounds, whether they're in the medical field, whether they were teachers, you know, myself, in the military, whether they were IT professionals, literally every background. So if you'd like to learn more about us, just simply go to WOP Blitz, Women of Power Blitz, WOPblitz.com, as we have that site being updated always. And you can simply join the Zoom meeting through that website on Saturday, again, starting at 1 a.m. Eastern until 12 a.m. Eastern. So a full 24 hours available for you to be able to invite, present, enroll, and of course, educate your way and your friends' ways to financial freedom and abundance. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you at our next Women of Power Blitz, whether it's this weekend or our next monthly one that we are having every single month. God bless, and we'll see you soon.